All right, let's talk about weight loss meal planning. Feeling like you're drowning in a sea of confusing diets? You're definitely not alone. In the next few minutes, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to build a super clear, simple blueprint that actually works. And it doesn't matter who you are, a man looking to get stronger, a woman navigating life over 40, a new mom, or even a teenager just trying to build some healthy habits. This is for you.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll find the real starting line. Then we'll cover 4 rules that you just can't break. After that, we'll build your personal blueprint, check out common plans and pitfalls to avoid, and wrap up with the most important part, how to make it all stick. Let's do this.
Okay, Section 1, the real starting line. Before we even think about what foods to eat, we've got to get on the same page about what we're actually trying to do here. So let me ask you a quick question. Where does real, lasting weight loss actually begin? You know, the first thing that probably pops into your head is the gym, right? Hitting the treadmill, lifting weights. But is that really where it starts?
Here's the thing. It's a bit of a curveball. The real change, the kind that sticks, doesn't start with your workout. It starts in your kitchen. That is ground zero for getting results.
So when we say weight loss meal plan, what are we even talking about? Well, think of it like a game plan. It's got to be balanced, it needs to control calories, but not in some crazy way, and this is key, it has to be easy enough to actually follow. Oh, and here's a huge point. The goal is losing fat, not precious muscle. That one detail changes the entire approach. And just to be crystal clear, let's talk about what a meal plan is not. It is absolutely not about starving yourself. It's not about skipping meals to save calories, and it is definitely 100% not a crash diet. Honestly, those things just set you up for failure. Okay, that brings us to Section 2, the 4 unbreakable rules. Seriously, think of these as the laws of physics for weight loss. They are the foundation of any plan that actually works.
All right, here are the big 4. First, calories do matter. You have to be in what's called a calorie deficit. It just means you eat a little bit less energy than your body burns every day. Simple. Second, protein is your best friend. Why? It protects your muscle, and it's amazing at keeping you full, which basically crushes those pesky cravings. Third, whole foods will always win over processed junk. Real food has the stuff your body actually needs. And finally, the golden rule. Consistency beats perfection. Every single time.
Now for the fun part. Your personal meal blueprint. This is where we take those 4 big rules and actually apply them to real life. Because, let's be honest, a one-size-fits-all plan doesn't really fit anyone.
For men, the strategy usually leans towards a higher protein intake to help build or maintain muscle, a few more calories to fuel their day, and a real focus on trimming down belly fat. The goal is to feel strong and energized, not completely wiped out.
So what does that actually look like on a plate? Well, you can see the balance here. You've got protein in every single meal, some good carbs for energy, and healthy fats mixed in. It's simple, it's effective, and notice, it's not about eating tiny, unsatisfying meals.
Now for women, the approach often needs to be a little more nuanced, a lot of times because of hormonal health. The focus shifts to getting balanced carbs, enough healthy fats, which are crucial for hormones, and avoiding those super low-calorie diets that can totally backfire. This is especially important for women over 40 and 50.
And here's the perfect example of what that looks like. You've got fiber from the oatmeal, great protein choices, and those amazing healthy fats from things like salmon and nuts. See? It's all about nourishing your body and having steady energy all day long. Now let's just zoom in for a second on women over 40 and 50 because things can get a little tricky here. Metabolism can start to slow down, so bumping up your protein intake becomes a real game changer. The focus is all about eating meals that support strength and keep your blood sugar from going on a roller coaster.
Now, for breastfeeding moms, the whole game changes. This is so important. This is not the time for an aggressive diet. The #1 priority is nutrient-dense foods, tons and tons of water, and only a very, very gentle calorie deficit. The baby's health is everything.
And for teenagers, we have to be really careful. The goal should never, ever be about obsessing over calories or going on a strict diet. It's all about building a positive relationship with food, learning what a balanced plate looks like, and creating healthy habits that are going to stick for life. All right, let's get into a super practical section. Plans, services, and pitfalls. You've got the rules down, so now let's talk about the real-world stuff you're going to run into. You've seen them everywhere, right? Meal delivery services. And yeah, they're super convenient. The portions are done for you and there's no stress about cooking. But
They can get pricey, your food choices are limited, and here's the big one. They don't teach you the skills to do this on your own long term. They're a useful tool for sure, but they're not the whole solution.
And I really want you to see the stark difference. A smart meal plan protects your health and actually boosts your energy. A crash diet? It does the exact opposite. It can cause muscle loss, slow down your metabolism, and almost always leads you right back to where you started, or worse. The choice is pretty clear.
And that leads us perfectly into our last and honestly our most important section, the habit of success. Because look, getting results is one thing, but keeping them, that's the whole ballgame.
If you only take one single thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. The perfect diet that you read about online is completely useless if you hate it and can't stick with it for more than a week. The absolute best plan is the one that fits your life, that you actually enjoy, and that you can imagine yourself doing months from now.
So let's leave you with a final, simple checklist. These are so basic, but they are so powerful. Eat at regular times. Drink your water. Pay attention to your portions. Get good sleep. Seriously, it's a massive deal for hunger hormones. And above all, just stay consistent. So, let's end on this thought. Please, stop chasing perfection. It doesn't exist. You're gonna have an off day. You're gonna eat a piece of cake at a birthday party. And that is perfectly okay. Success isn't found in one perfect week. It's forged in the small, simple habits that you practice day in and day out. So what's one small habit you can start